Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now over the last couple of weeks, the woodlands where I come, we've had so much rain that it's turned into a complete muddy quagmire. So I've not been able to post as much as I normally do. But when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And so this is the perfect time to talk about why you should be wearing gaiters. Roll the intro. BRoll. Thing.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby.
Gaiters seem to have fallen out of fashion. There was a time where I'd see them everywhere when I was out hiking, and also, when you just like walking the dog. But now, hardly anybody wears them. In fact, I only know one person who still does, and I never see them on walks anymore. But what are they, and why should you wear them? Well, gaiters are essentially a piece of material that you wear over your boot and your lower trouser leg. And usually in the UK, they're made out of a tough, waterproof type material, and they're kind of full length. So they go from just below the knee all the way down to the ankle. The first benefit of wearing gaiters is it protects your ankles and lower trouser leg from getting wet and muddy. And that's really convenient because it means you don't have to wash your trousers every time you go out. Now that is particularly good for me because I'm out walking my dogs, and I am out every day, and quite often I'm only out for an hour or two. So I definitely don't want to be washing my trousers after every single walk. The second reason is it's a real comfort thing. Because your trousers are staying nice and dry, it's a lot more comfortable. And finally, because it also stops your socks from getting wet as well when it's really muddy, it does mean you're much less likely to develop blisters, and that can only be a good thing. Another benefit is gaiters protect your lower legs from brambles and kind of stinging nettles as well. If you ever tried to pick your way through a bramble patch or through a nettle patch, you'll quite often find that trousers alone aren't quite enough to give you protection. So that's definitely a benefit of wearing gaiters. And the final benefit is that actually stop small stones and debris making their way into your shoes and your boots, and that makes for a much more comfortable walk as well, or at least not having to stop and sort of sort that out. If you're not familiar with gaiters, these are the features to think about. The first one is how you get them on and off. Now some you pull up like a giant sock which goes over your boot, which is actually quite difficult. This pair have a zip, and that's covered by this really good storm flap here. So all you do is you kind of zip this on, you wrap it around, you zip it up, then you just cover that storm flap, and there's a nice little kind of press stud at the top to keep that nice and secure. So I would definitely go for ones with a zip because they are really easy. These also have a hook in the front. Now the purpose of this hook is you hook this into your bootlaces, and this stops them from kind of riding up because they're kind of hooked in here. And to keep them in place at the bottom, you also have a strap, and this is kind of a rubber strap, but it's very abrasion resistant, so it's very tough, and it tends to sit just under the heel, so it's not in contact with the ground anyway. And I've done miles and miles of these things, and they do last. So while I thought this would wear out really quickly, in reality it doesn't. The straps are really good. The third thing to think about is the material itself. Now this is kind of a really tough, waterproof and breathable material, so you don't get sweaty in here and you do stay nice and dry. So I think they're the main features. These ones are from Trespass. You can get other brands as well, obviously, and I've seen these online on Amazon at the moment for £10, while for some reason Trespass sell them for 40, sorry. Go figure, don't understand that one. So once again, I hope you thought that was useful, and my video on how to avoid getting unwanted attention when you're camping is coming up. I'm just waiting for the ground to dry up a little bit first. So if you don't want to miss that video, think about subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you next time.